David's disc. As far as our opening hand goes, yes, I'm gonna snap. I don't even know if, yeah, chromatic, yes, we're just gonna keep on this one. You see like Mana Crypt and Chromatic Lantern and just, you know, more than one land, and you will certainly keep on this one. But yes, welcome to Larry David, playing against Nekusar. Little Magic After Dark on the other side of the set, so we'll see what's gonna happen with that. Let's lead off with High Market, into Mana Crypt, into Chromatic Lantern. Let's see if this is good. See if we get the value scoop from. And we've got we got Mystical Tutor and Vampiric Tutor that we can just pop off of Chromatic Lantern. So very nice turn for us. Opening turn. Always like to see stuff like that. So that's going to be Is It Signet? I think at this point, let's keep ourselves open on Vampiric Tutor and Mystical Tutor. One of the big things about playing against Nekusar is that you want to. We'll talk about that here in a second. Let's get this going. All right, let's go and choose tails on this one. Lost the flip. We are 0 for 1 on our Mana Crypt triggers, and that will be Mortify, which is actually really good. And that's going to be Obnixilis for card draw. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's do that. So let's go Urborg. Let's go for Obnixilis. And let's go for the +1 to just get the card draw going. There we go. Anything else past the turn? Oh, man, this is... like if you could have an opening hand against Nekusar, this would be it. You know, you got Mortify, you've got enchantments. Let's cover our commanders really quick. When we make this game, I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, we're playing Larry David. In fact, let's get the land drop going. Let's go and shoot tails on this Mana Crypt trigger. Lost a flip, 0 for 2 on those, but we're here to have some fun. Let's go for the +1. And if we can get this trigger to go, all right, let's see what this is. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. Notion Thief. Okay, so let's go Notion Thief, and we definitely want to stop Notion Thief. So let's go for Path to Exile on Notion Thief. And they're going to be able to grab a land out of this, which will help them. But yeah, that's pretty good, because if they get Notion Thief down, that's not going to be good for us. So, all right, there we go. Get rid of Notion Thief, draw into Utter End. And my goodness, let's go for Fabled Passage, and then anything else, we will pass the turn. So we're playing Larry David. Whenever Larry David enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 zombie for each creature token. Excuse me, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token for each creature that died this turn. Then, whenever Larry David dies, pay 1, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. That's going to be Narset, which we can, yeah, we don't really want to. And then we can actually tap down with the Chromatic Lantern. Okay. So let's go for that. Let's go for Utter End on Narset. That's going to be black. Let's tap down white, and that'll be 2 off of Mana Crypt. Yeah, because we want to get rid of Narset. That's really going to... Ooh, that's going to be Brainstorm. Okay. So we'll see what they're digging off of that. We've got our own Brainstorm that we can go for. But yes, and also, hexproof from artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Playing against Nekusar, the Mind Razor. At the beginning of each player's draw step, that player draws an additional card. Then, whenever an opponent draws a card, Nekusar deals 1 damage to that player. And I know that's not how you say it, but that's how I've called it forever. And it is so hard for me to change it. So anyway, just imagine Nekusar with the dinosaur in the background, and you can have fun. Yeah, I don't know what... I don't know if I'm dyslexic or what, but I get vowels mixed up in my head. So if you ever wonder, why did Jolt say it, pronounce it like that? Hey, that's it. Like, it's almost like my brain chaos warps vowels sometimes and just automatically fills in the blanks, and it doesn't really make sense. So there we go. Let's go for Brainstorm. We're not going to be able to crack just yet, but at least we can crack during our upkeep. That's going to be Teferi, Neutralize. Let's put Teferi back on top. Actually, we'll do this. Let's put Prismatic Vista back on top, and then we'll put Teferi back on top, because I like having at least some sort of counter magic. So that's going to be Mana Crypt. Let's go and choose tails on this one. Lost the flip. I think we're 0 for 3 on those. Come on. Need to get tails going. Let's go for the +1. That way we can draw that Prismatic Vista. Yeah, that's what it was. Let's get that down. So that's going to be us going for Teferi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but that will cut us off, leaving up Neutralize. No, we're going to be able to untap lands. No, we can go for that. There we go. All right, so we're going to go for Teferi. Forgot about that for a second. That's going to be blue, and then tap down blue. We'll get Teferi down. We don't really necessarily need to go for the -3. At this point, we just want to draw cards. That's going to be the main thing that we're going. Oh, look at that. Look at that metal. And then anything else, pass the turn. Anguish Unmaking. Huge shout out to Mana Base, or Base Mana. I can't remember which way it is, for sending me the secret layer codes. Look at that. Looks beautiful. All right, so we're going to untap 2 lands, untap Prismatic Vista, untap High Market, and then anything else, pass the turn. Yeah, this is... it's nice to have some good win conditions in here. It's also good to get to points where you've got, Mana Crypt and Chromatic Lantern on turn 2, but... this is very much what you want to see from Larry David. But yeah, when I originally built the deck, it was just one of those like, oh, yes, we're a little light on win conditions. So we might need to get a few of those in there. And you can see that we do have win conditions and that they are beautifully on the battlefield. Now, do we want to fight over this? Do we want to fight over Nekusar with Neutralize? I think we're okay with that. Be a good counterspell test. So yeah, let's go for that. So it's going to be blue, and we are just ripping just straight, just beautiful cards off the top. We've got Anguish Unmaking, Mortify, Mystical Tutor, still have Empiric Tutor. We're still online for really whatever we want to do. Now, once we do end up getting, all right, there we go. Opponent's going to scoop it up on that one, so we're able to lock the game down on this one. We're still going to be able to basically just make it hard for our opponent. Once we get the -8 emblem from Ob Nixilis, whenever a player draws a card, you lose 2 life. Nekusar's entire game plan is to make you just go for wheel effects. If you've never played against it, it's a lot of fun, but it's also very frustrating sometimes. So basically, once we get down on Nixilis, go for that -8, we're pretty much just going to shut our opponent out of the game because they can't go for their normal line of game plan. That's what they're going for. But with playing against Nekusar, one thing that you do want to keep in mind is that once it's on the battlefield, once Nekusar has their different enchantments, it allows them to Megrim, Liliana's Caress. Once you have those cards on the battlefield and Nekusar gets on the battlefield, then it's pretty much game over. So when you're playing against them, one of the things that you want to keep in mind is you really want to save your spot removal for Nekusar, or if they lead off with Megrim, Liliana's Caress, you want to have answers for those, because those, in combination with Nekusar, is what's really going to make the game hard for you to win. But anyway, got it on this one. If you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Welcome to Larry David's Disc. Hopefully you're excited. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got... yeah, I think we got to ship this one back. I love this. We've got Isolated Chapel, Soul Ring, but with us not having like Foundation Blue to get this kick started, yeah, let's go ahead and ship this one back. I love everything else about that hand. Yeah, we'll keep on this one. I actually like this a lot better. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4... I think at this point, what we'll end up doing, let's just go and put High Market. Actually, we'll put, yeah, I think we're fine. We'll put High Market on the bottom. Click OK. Yeah, we like this. We've got a late game. We have a Mana Rock that we can work towards. We've got Thirst for Knowledge. There's going to be some card draw. And we have a Universal Counterspell and Arcane Denial. Yes, I like this hand. Yeah, one of the downsides to playing, not downsides, but like with Esper Control. And actually, let's just get this going, and then we'll jump into that here in just a second. So as far as what we want to, I guess Sunken Hollow, and just come to play tap, yeah, that's fine. Anything else, pass the turn. We're playing Larry David's Disc. Larry David himself. Dun 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 dun. Hexproof from artifact creatures and enchantments. Then, whenever Larry David enters the battlefield, create a 2/2 black zombie creature to allow that scene to play out in your head. Larry David. Entering the battlefield, and it's just like this comical situation that happens where all of these zombies pop up. I don't know. I cannot get enough of it. Let's go and lead off with a Glacial Fortress, and then anything else past the turn. So whenever Larry David enters the battlefield, we get a 2/2 zombie for each creature that died this turn. Then whenever Larry David dies, you may pay 1. Whenever you do, destroy all artifacts, creatures, and enchantments. Playing gets Goreclaw. Creature spells you cast with power 4 or greater cost 2 less to cast. That's going to be Vivian. Cast them as though they had flash. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. It's almost like I'd rather save Arcane Denial for some sort of big threat out there or something like that. So we'll let that go on through. But yes, enters the battlefield. Oh, excuse me, Goreclaw. Power 4 or greater costs 2 less to cast. Then whenever it attacks, each creature you control power 4 or greater gets +1 and gains trample until end of turn. So there we go. See what we draw into. Ooh, Soul Ring. We will definitely take that, because that'll be Soul Ring into Thran Dynamo. Sign me up. All right, so let's go Sunken Hollow for Soul Ring, and let's go Thran Dynamo. That's going to be 1-2. But yeah, basically what I was saying with Esper Control is you want to have something that's going to allow you to get ahead on resources very quickly. You know, whether that's card draw, whether it's getting off to a good foundation of mana, like right now, no matter what we draw, we're going to be able to play it. And so an opening hand like that, we had a lot of good cards in there, but if we don't hit a land, if we're not able to get any sort of card draw going, then we're just going to be stuck making these awkward land drops. We're in a very good position right now. We're going to be able to go for Larry David if need be, kind of clean the board up. And then we've also got Thirst for Knowledge to dig a little bit deeper. So there we go. Beautiful. All right, so we run into Negate. Let's lead off with the Arid Mesa. And I guess at this point, do we want to just drop Larry David out there? Let's just see. Let's just go and pass the turn. We've got 2 counter spells. We've got Thirst for Knowledge. We're going to be able to completely play on our opponent's turn. So let's just go and let that happen. Let's give a quick shout out to our sponsors, TCG Player. If you'd like to experience Larry David zombies in person. Ooh, yeah, I think we want to end up going Negate on that. We need that to stick around. So let's go Thran Dynamo. Let's tap down blue. And that'll still leave us just enough mana for Thirst for Knowledge. So we're going to stop that reclaiming. Yeah, that's not going to be... That wouldn't be that good for us. So let's go for Thirst for Knowledge real quick. That way we can get this... Yeah, they're just going for a pump up on that. So let's go Thirst for Knowledge. And we discard... Yeah, we can actually discard Chromatic Lantern. It's going to be okay. So get rid of that. We do have Bajuka Bog. Might want to just go and dump that out. We'll kind of see what's going to happen. So, all right, so run into Talisman of Progress. And yeah, if we do end up going Larry David, that's going to allow us to... All right, so we got Larry David on the battlefield. Let's go ahead and lead off with Catacombs. That way we're still online for Arcane Denial, and then anything else, pass the turn over to our opponent. So if something does end up happening, if they start to develop a board state, at least we do have Larry David out there now, staring down Goreclaw, threatening him with any sort of awkward situation. But yes, TCG Player, let's give a quick shout out to MTGOTraders. If you can play the brand new Commander Legends set, it is online, and they will even hand deliver the cards to you. Well, like bot hand deliver. Also, let's give a quick shout out to ingaming.com. You go to ingaming.com/Jolt. That's going to get you 10% off any sort of gaming accessories, play mats, different things like that. And last but not least, I started a Patreon. So if you'd like to directly support cool content like this, there's a link down in the description below. But if you're keeping score at home, it's free time. And do we want to... Yeah, they popped Thran Dynamo. We've got land drops. Yeah, I think we're okay holding on to Arcane Denial on this one. So see what they end up targeting off this one. Probably going to be Thran Dynamo. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go and crack Catacombs. And we'll grab ourselves another dual source. So in fact, let's go and grab a Watery Grave. That'll be a good option. Not going to pay 2 on that one. And then let that go on through. We're at a point now where we have Soul Ring, Talisman. Maybe if we didn't hit Talisman, that would be a different line of play. But, oh, there we go. So let's lead off with Bajuka Bog. Let's go and exile that. And unfortunately, with us having a 3/6, that 4/4 out there is going to be king. So anything else, we're going to pass the turn. So at this point, you know, if you've never played Control, if you've never played like heavy Control like this, what are we trying to do? So we do have some options built into the deck that allow us to kind of transition ourselves to the late game. You've got, you know, you see we have a ton of mana out there. We've got Pull from Tomorrow, Thassa's Intervention, Sphinx Revelation. One of the best things... Ooh, yeah, let's do this. Let's go Disdainful Stroke. And that's going to stop Kogla. Yeah, I think we're okay with that. And that still leaves us open on Arcane Denial. So it's going to be Vigilance and Reach. So at least still going to be able to swing in for a 4/4. But yeah, one of the things that you want to control is some sort of tap-out spell or some sort of card draw option. Now, when I originally built this deck, I had some comments that said, Jolt, you're a little light on win conditions. And you know what I say to that? I said, you're right. So I got some Planeswalkers in here. Let's go ahead and, yeah, I think we're good with it. Let's go for the -3 on this because then that just clears the way for us to get the commander damage. 7 swings from Larry David will get it. So let's go and swing him for a 3/6, knock them down to 27, and then pass the turn. Yeah, you know, this just sometimes like when I prepare for a new set that comes out, like I cranked out like 8 commander decks over the course of a week. And so then I get into this building mode. I'm like, all right, perfect. We're going to do tokens. We'll do this. This will work out. And then as you play the game, you're like, hey, I don't think we really have any any good win conditions for Larry David. And so anyway, We got some Planeswalkers in here. We have Nixilis, we have Dovin, Architect of Law. I got Jason here. We put Teferi, Master of Time. And, but yeah, with Dovin, Architect of Law, I love that Planeswalker. I know it's like a duels Planeswalker or like a intro Planeswalker, but this is beautiful for Commander. 6 mana, +1, you gain 2 life, and I think you draw 2 cards or 1 card. In fact, let's look that up real quick. Let's see. But it just allows you to where you have a board state like this, and it just works out so well. All right, it's going to be Goreclaw. Doing an Arcane Denial that. Yeah, and that is going to be it. Yeah, just so we can just buy an extra turn to try to dig for something. So with Dove, all right, opponent's going to scoop it up on that one. Yeah, unfortunately, sometimes when you get counterspell after counterspell, sometimes you get a scoop on that one, so that'll be a control win. We're able to kind of keep the board locked down. We have Nixilis that's going to allow us to keep digging that. You know, once we countered Goreclaw, we don't really have anything that we're ripping into, but once we start going for the +1, let's see, you know, +1, you know, that's really going to allow us to kind of set the game from here. So really, you know, even though we're joking about Larry David swinging in for a 3/6, it's not that crazy against a deck like this, against mono green, that we might be able to establish some sort of combat damage win with Larry David. So, but anyway, we're going to record some more with it. In fact, if you enjoyed the video, hey, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.